Here's something nobody talks about openly, but everyone knows is true. Some women would rather be with a man who desires them intensely than a man who provides everything, but looks at them like furniture. They'll choose passion over provision, hunger over security, being wanted over being kept. And the crazy part, this isn't shallow or wrong. It's fundamental psychology. Let me explain why feeling desired isn't just important for some women. It's the invisible force that determines whether your relationship thrives or slowly dies in comfortable neglect. The need to feel desired isn't vanity. It's emotional oxygen for many women. When a woman feels genuinely wanted by her partner, not just tolerated or accommodated, but actually craved, something fundamental shifts in her psychology. Her confidence soars, her femininity flourishes, her investment in the relationship deepens. But when that desire is absent, watch how quickly things deteriorate. I had a client whose wife completely transformed after he stopped showing desire. Not overnight. It happened gradually. First, she stopped dressing up at home. Then, the lingerie disappeared. Then came the complaints about everything he did. Within a year, they were roommates who happened to share a mortgage. She later told me, "I felt like his mother, not his lover. Like I could walk around naked and he'd ask what's for dinner." This sense of being wanted creates emotional safety that most men don't understand. When a woman knows her man desires her, really desires her, she interprets this as commitment, protection, investment. It's not logical. It's primal. Her nervous system reads desire as he won't leave, he won't stray, he's mine. Without it, anxiety, insecurity, constant testing. The masculine-feminine dynamic here is fascinating. Some women want their man to be billion-dollar industry primarily consumed by women. What's the formula? Powerful, controlled man completely undone by desire for the female protagonist. He's commanding empires by day, but can't think straight when she walks in the room. That's not random. It's what many women fantasize about because it represents ultimate desirability. The impact of neglecting this need is catastrophic but subtle. It doesn't announce itself with dramatic fights. Instead, there's a slow withdrawal. Less enthusiasm in bed, less effort in appearance, less sweetness in interaction, less investment in the relationship. She's not consciously punishing you. She's protecting herself from the pain of not feeling wanted. A woman who doesn't feel desired starts creating stories about why he must be cheating. He must not find me attractive anymore. He must be gay. He must prefer porn. The stories get more elaborate and more destructive because the simple truth that you got comfortable and lazy is somehow harder to accept than dramatic explanations. Over time, lack of visible desire erodes femininity itself. Why maintain what isn't appreciated? Why be soft when softness isn't valued? Why be sensual when sensuality goes unnoticed? Some women become harsh, bitter, masculine. Not because they want to be, but because their feminine energy has no receptor, no response, no purpose. I've watched marriages die from this more than from affairs, money problems, or compatibility issues combined. The slow death of desire is the silent killer of relationships. You're still together, still functioning, still going through motions, but the spark is dead, and with it, the actual relationship. You're just two people sharing expenses and habits. Desire is directly tied to loyalty and long-term commitment. A woman who feels deeply desired by her partner rarely strays. Why would she? She's getting the emotional and physical validation she needs at home. But a woman who feels like furniture. She's vulnerable to anyone who looks at her like art. The attention she's not getting at home becomes a drug she'll seek elsewhere. This isn't justifying cheating. It's understanding psychology. Some women can resist cake when they're full, but not when they're starving. Desire is emotional food. Starve someone long enough and they'll feast on whatever's available, even if they know it's bad for them. Sexual attraction and emotional desire aren't interchangeable. Both must be actively maintained. You can't just be a good provider and friend. You can't just be reliable and stable. Those things matter, but without desire, you're building a friendship, not a romance. And many women already have enough friends. The practical expression of desire is where most men fail. Tension-building dynamic gets replaced by logistics and routine. But playfulness is how desire expresses itself safely in daily life. It's foreplay that lasts all day. It's the wink across the breakfast table, the suggestive text at lunch, the pat on the ass while passing in the hallway. Men maintaining clear standards paradoxically increases desire. When you have expectations for how she presents herself, how she behaves, what energy she brings, and you enforce these standards, it creates a dynamic tension. She works to meet your standards. You reward her with desire. The cycle reinforces itself. This isn't about control. It's about maintaining polarity. If you accept her in pajamas and messy hair every day, never expecting more, why would she give more? But if you appreciate when she makes effort, if you respond differently to her energy levels, if you reward her femininity with masculine desire, watch how she blossoms. The boundary setting that preserves attraction is delicate but necessary. "I need you to maintain yourself" sounds harsh, but might save your relationship. "I'm more attracted when your feminine seems demanding," but could reignite her own connection to femininity. These conversations are uncomfortable, but less uncomfortable than divorce. Both partners contribute to the energy of desire and attraction. It's not one-sided. She needs to maintain her attractiveness, not just physically, but energetically. Femininity, playfulness, receptiveness. These aren't just natural states. They're choices that require effort. But the effort needs to be met with appreciation and desire, or it dies. Some women stopped making effort because their effort went unnoticed for too long. They tested the waters, wore lingerie that got ignored, planned romantic evenings that became Netflix nights, tried to initiate intimacy that got rejected for sleep. Eventually, they stopped trying. And once they stop trying, getting them to start again is nearly impossible. The psychology of female sexuality is complex desirably, further reducing desire. The downward spiral is hard to reverse. Relationships stagnate when desire fades into routine. Sex becomes scheduled maintenance. Romance becomes calendar events. Attraction becomes assumption. This isn't natural aging of relationships. It's death by neglect. Passion doesn't have to fade, but it will if you don't feed it. Restoring passion requires proactive effort that many aren't willing to make. It means dating your wife again. Not dinner and movie dating, but actual pursuit, creating tension, mystery, excitement, breaking patterns, surprising her, making her wonder. It requires energy most men would rather spend elsewhere. The communication about desire needs to be honest but strategic. "I'm not attracted to you anymore" is cruel and destructive. "I miss when we couldn't keep our hands off each other" opens dialogue. "I want you more. What can we do together?" creates partnership instead of blame. Playful intimacy helps restore excitement when things have gotten stale. This isn't just about sex. It's about sexual energy throughout the day. Innuendos, suggestions, tensions that build. Some couples forget how to play, how to tease, how to create anticipation. They go straight from nothing to sex, wondering why it feels mechanical. I led a couple married 15 years, dead bedroom for 5. The homework, no sex for a month, but required daily physical flirting. Kissing that couldn't lead anywhere. Touching that had to stop, building tension with no release. By week 3, they were acting like teenagers. The desire hadn't died. It had been buried under routine. Conflict resolution affects desire more than people realize. Resentment is the ultimate libido killer. Every unresolved fight, every buried hurt, every swallowed complaint builds a wall between bodies. Some women can't feel desire through resentment. They need emotional clearance before physical connection. The honesty about expectations needs to be mutual. She needs to tell you what makes her feel desired. You need to tell her what maintains your desire. These aren't demands. They're roadmaps. Without them, you're both guessing, probably wrong, about what the other needs. Some women need grand gestures to feel desired, surprise trips, public displays, dramatic pursuits. Others need desirability becomes inhibited, self-conscious, closed off. The comparison to other women, real or imagined, destroys the feeling of being desired. Following Instagram models, commenting on other women's appearance, obvious checking out of others. These communicate that she's not enough, that your desire is elsewhere. Some women never recover from this doubt once it's planted. Past experiences shape how women interpret desire signals. If she's been with men who showed intense desire, then abandoned her, she might distrust desire. If she's been with men who never showed desire, she might not recognize it. Understanding her history helps calibrate your expression of desire. The nonverbal communication of desire is often more powerful than words. How you touch her in passing, how you position yourself near her, how your body responds to her presence. These unconscious signals tell her more about your true desire level than any planned romantic gesture. Some women test desire levels constantly without realizing it. New haircut, new dress, weight loss, weight gain. They're watching your reaction intensity. Pass these tests with genuine enthusiasm when warranted, honest feedback when needed. Failing to notice is worse than not liking what you notice. The sexual initiation dynamic reveals desire patterns clearly. If she's always initiating, she questions your desire. If you only initiate when obviously horny, it feels like she's just available, not desired. The initiation should feel like I need you specifically, not I need sex and you redesirability. Cultural messages about desire confuse everyone. Women are told wanting to be desired is anti-feminist, weak, pick-me behavior. But the need for desire isn't political. It's human. Denying this need for ideological reasons creates miserable women in passionless relationships. The responsive nature of female desire means environment matters enormously. Stress, exhaustion, mess, chaos, all inhibit the ability to feel and respond to desire. Creating space for desire means handling life logistics that free her to be present, receptive, responsive. Some partners mistake comfort for love and stop expressing desire. She knows I love her becomes the excuse for no longer pursuing her. But love and desire aren't the same thing. You can love someone like family and desire them not at all. Most women need both, not one or the other. The effort differential often creates resentment. She spends hours on appearance. He throws on whatever's clean. She plans romantic gestures. He forgets anniversaries. This imbalance communicates that she's not worth effort, which translates to not being truly desired. Sexual creativity demonstrates desire better than frequency. The couple having maintenance sex twice weekly has less passion than the couple having creative engaged sex monthly. Quality of desire expression matters more than quantity of sexual encounters. The vulnerability in expressing desire scares many men. What if she rejects it? What if she laughs? What if she doesn't reciprocate? So, they shut down desire expression to avoid risk. But unexpressed desire is indistinguishable from no desire to the recipient. Some women shut down their need for desire after being hurt. They convince themselves they don't need it, that companionship is enough, that mature love doesn't require passion, but the need doesn't disappear, it gets buried, often emerging later in affairs or sudden divorce requests. The masculine frame that maintains desire isn't about dominance, but about directed energy. Having purpose, mission, desirability. Shared commitment to prioritizing passion. The scheduling that kills spontaneity doesn't have to. You can schedule desire without destroying it. Thursday night we focus on each other doesn't mean mechanical sex. It means creating space for desire to emerge, removing obstacles to passion, prioritizing connection. Some women interpret all physical affection as desire, which creates problems. A pat on the shoulder isn't desire. A peck on the cheek isn't desire. These are affection, care, acknowledgement. Desire has heat, intention, hunger. Women who've never experienced true desire might not know what they're missing. The feedback loop of appearance and desire needs acknowledgement. When she makes effort and gets no response, she stops making effort. When she stops making effort, desire decreases further. Breaking this cycle requires someone to move first. Usually, whoever notices it first. Male sexuality being more visual doesn't excuse neglecting other expressions of desire. Yes, appearance matters to most men, but desire expression through words, actions, energy, attention matters to most women. Meeting in the middle means both partners expressing and receiving desire in multiple languages. The relationship between respect and desire is complex. Some think respect means tepid politeness that kills passion. But genuine respect for her femininity, her sexuality, her desires actually increases passion. You can ravish someone respectfully. You can desire someone while honoring them. Trauma affects the ability to receive desire in ways that need sensitivity. Some women with sexual trauma interpret desire as danger. Others need desire expressed very specifically to feel safe. Understanding and accommodating these needs isn't weakness. It's wisdom. The investment in maintaining desire pays dividends beyond the bedroom. Couples with active desire have better communication, more laughter, stronger bonds, greater resilience. Desire isn't just about sex. It's about life force, energy, connection that permeates everything. Some women fake not needing desire because they've given up on getting it. They focus on kids, career, friends, anything but the absence of passion in their primary relationship. But the need doesn't disappear. It manifests as resentment, depression, affairs, or sudden relationship exits. The masculine. The masculine responsibility in maintaining desire isn't about burden, but leadership. You set the tone, the energy, the dynamic. Your desire gives her permission to be desirable. Your passion ignites her passion. Your investment in attraction maintains mutual attraction. Biology doesn't excuse laziness about desire. Yes, testosterone drops. Novelty wears off. Habituation occurs. But these are challenges to overcome, not excuses to accept. Couples maintaining passion after decades prove it's possible with effort. The conversation about desire needs to happen before it's gone. How can we maintain our passion is easier than how can we resurrect our dead bedroom. Preventive maintenance beats emergency repair in relationships, as in everything else. Some signs she's starving for desire: increased criticism, decreased affection, appearance neglect, emotional distance, irritability, fantasy life expansion, attention seeking elsewhere, sudden friendship with divorced women, nostalgic references to early relationship. The difference between desire and objectification needs understanding. Desire sees the whole person and wants them. Objectification sees body parts and uses them. Most women crave the former while fearing the latter. Expressing desire for her, not just her body, changes everything. Cultural conditioning makes some men afraid to express desire openly. They've been taught it's predatory, inappropriate, toxic. But suppressing healthy desire in committed relationships creates the passionate death that kills more relationships than any affair could. The practical application starts immediately. Tonight, look at your partner with fresh eyes. Tomorrow, express desire verbally and physically. This week, create tension and anticipation. This month, prioritize passion over routine. This year, maintain desire like your relationship depends on it, because it does. Some women reading this will recognize themselves in the starving description. Your need for desire isn't weakness or vanity. It's human, healthy, necessary. Communicate this need clearly. Your relationship's survival might depend on this conversation. Men reading this need to understand desire isn't optional maintenance. It's essential fuel. Without it, your relationship is running on fumes. Even if it looks functional from outside, she needs to feel wanted, not just kept. Desired, not just tolerated. The fear of vulnerability keeps many from expressing or requesting desire. But vulnerability is where passion lives. The risk of rejection, the exposure of want, the admission of need, these create the electricity that keeps relationships alive. Some think desire should be natural, spontaneous, effortless. In new relationships, maybe. But long-term desire requires intention, effort, cultivation. It's a garden that needs constant tending, not a plastic plant that maintains itself. The return on investment in desire is exponential. A woman who feels deeply desired becomes more desirable. She glows differently, moves differently, loves differently. Your investment in expressing desire multiplies back to you in her radiance. Physical touch that communicates desire doesn't require sex. The hand on her lower back that lingers, the kiss that deepens unexpectedly, the embrace that tightens possessively. These moments throughout the day maintain the current of desire. Some relationships need desire triage immediately. If you can't remember the last time you felt genuine desire for each other, you're in crisis whether you recognize it or not. Address this before addressing any other relationship issue. Desire affects everything else. The excuse-making about desire needs to stop. Too tired, too stressed, too busy, too comfortable. These aren't reasons, they're choices. You're choosing other priorities over maintaining passion. Own that choice and its consequences. Women who've experienced true desire never forget it. They know what they're missing when it's absent. They might suppress the need, deny it, redirect it, but it remains. This is why affairs happen in seemingly stable marriages. Stability without passion creates vulnerability. The ultimate truth is this: feeling desired isn't a luxury or bonus in relationships. It's essential for thriving. Some women would rather be alone than be with someone who doesn't desire them. They choose passionate instability over passionless security. Understanding this changes how you approach relationships. I want to hear from you. How important is feeling desired in your relationship? When did you realize desire was missing or present? What changed when desire level shifted? Share your experiences in the comments. Let's have an honest conversation about this crucial but rarely discussed relationship dynamic. Because acknowledging the importance of desire might save more relationships than any therapy could.